her late mother could not predict. She hardly spoke to anyone, but she'd make a chilling sound.
What the hell?
Toko was born prematurely, with her mom passing away while giving birth to her, which had left her father scarred and psychologically crippled. He stopped being a loving father and became a man full of resentment. What was supposed to be a celebratory day turned into the darkest day of his life. Little Toko believed her birthday was not only the beginning of her life, but also the beginning of her pain. Yet, weirdly enough, the hate and abuse brought a smile to her face.
What?
Mm-hmm.
She's crazy.
Mm-hmm. But within reason, she had a secret she couldn't tell her family. You see, little Toko manipulated her premature birth, knowing very well that she had been killing her mother from the womb.
Oh my gosh.
From their womb.
Damn.
This curse gave her the ability to have lucid dreams and manipulate her dreams in a sadistic manner. She would commit unthinkable acts in her dreams and bring them to life by separating her spirit from her body, was asleep and would torment souls of the people she hated. Her victims would hear her coming in their sleep. Assuming it was a nightmare, but this was real. Little Toko would sit on her victim's chest, and right before they could scream, she would rip their tongues out of their mouth and throw them aside. As the blood gushed out their mouths, they would stare in Toko's big, beautiful green eyes in pure agony and pain. Right before she dislocated her jaw to reveal her needle-like teeth to bite the entire skin off their faces, which were kept as trophies underneath her bed in large pickle jars.
She's weird.
Very creepy.
She's scary.
Her reasoning for torturing her victims was because she could sense their fear and sadness. This was because of her own inner fear, which stemmed from hatred she received from her own family. She was solely projecting the heinous acts she's always wanted to do to her family, only because of the guilt she felt from killing her mother. She took her anger out on anyone and everyone who mistreated her. At the age of 9, little Toko had already taken the faces of 8 little children and 6 adults, and this was just the beginning of her lust for blood. On her mother's 12th year of being deceased, which was also her birthday, Toko decided that her family had to die.
Oh, she's gonna kill family?
Mm-hmm.
She's crazy.
She conjured up an evil plan. She conjured up an evil plan to murder her father and 3 siblings. On the night of her birthday, little Toko waited patiently for her family to go to sleep before joining them at exactly 3 a.m. As she fell asleep, sorry guys, as she fell asleep, she experienced a feeling of extreme anxiety, a feeling that was foreign to her, a feeling she had never felt before. But she ignored it. As her spirit detached from her body, she was startled by a familiar chilling sound, similar to the sound she makes when smiling, but with a slight growl.
so creepy. It's so scary.
She heard her door opening slowly, and the growl became louder and louder. Before she could make sense of what was going on, she suddenly could not move her body. When she looked up, she saw her father's spirit staring at her face, right into her eyes, growling and hissing.
Her father's spirit. Her father's asleep.
Wait and listen. Before she could utter any words, the spirit grabbed her by the tongue and whispered into her ear, "I am your father." With a tear in his eye, he explained everything to little Toko. You see, little Toko's father was aware that there's a family curse and that little Toko inherited it. He never hated little Toko. He hated and blamed himself for his wife's death. He knew little Toko was killing people and that one day she tried to murder her family. But because he loved her so much and blamed himself, he decided to keep the secret to himself. But he had reached a breaking point and could not allow little Toko to kill her 3 siblings. He looked at little Toko right in the eye and snarled while he dislocated his jaw, and before he could rip off her face, he heard multiple snarls.
So all the kids.
He looked behind him. A bear.